What's going on, everybody? Triples in here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Ranch. Today, we just have a quick little booze news segment. Normally, I wait to announce coming up bottles when I have a nice list, but Maker's Mark announced a new bottle coming to their lineup that I thought we needed to talk about in full. So, over here, Maker's Mark announces 2024 Cellar Aged. Remember, last year, they came out with the oldest Maker's Mark ever, the 2023, which was a blend. Where is it? 13% 11-year-old bourbon and 87% 12-year-old bourbon. Now, they said, hey, we're going to step up our game. Maker's Mark Cellar Aged 2024, a blend of 12 and 13-year-old whiskey. So, dropped the 11, bringing in 13-year-old Maker's Mark. It's just, that gets me so hyped up because, I mean, come on, I just want to see what an older Maker's tastes like. Just give me whatever you have, give it to me, okay? Aging our whiskey for over 10 years wasn't something we ever did. Not because we didn't believe in it, but because we hadn't found our way of doing it. I think they have just been stalling doing this. I don't think they actually enjoyed it until people started, trying older versions of it, saying you have to put this out, and how the market is going. People want a good old age statement on their bottle. So they gave in, and then I think people really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Maker's fanboy, so heck yeah, give me some 12-year-old Maker's Mark. Give me 13-year-old Maker's Mark. So, finding their way, yeah, okay. Maker's Mark Cellar Aged defines an older whiskey that's distinctly Maker's by embracing both the unique impact that our warehouse and cellar maturation have on flavor. We've created an older expression that is richer and more complex while staying true to the founder's taste vision of bourbon without the bite. Smooth, baby. The 2024 release of Cellar Aged is an artistic blend of 12 and 13-year-old barrels to achieve the taste vision for a brighter fruiter. Is that how you spell that? Fruiter? Like fruitier? Fruiter. This might just because I'm from Arkansas. That doesn't seem right. Fruiter and more complex Maker's Mark. So, before we get to the tasting notes, there's something down here. What is Cellar Aged? Our long-awaited first ever older expression. Our 2020. Okay, we've already talked about this right here. This 2024 release is a blend of 12 and 13-year-old whiskey at 119.3 proof, which is crazy. The last Cellar Aged was 115. They typically don't even, most of my Maker's Marks are like 110. That's where they float around. Really haven't seen something from Maker's this high of proof outside of the Maker's Mark DNA series stuff, which the DNA series was this experimental thing where they put the whiskey in the barrel at a different entry proof. Therefore, as it ages, it evaporates, the proof gets higher. So that's probably this too. It's been sitting in the barrel for 13 years, evaporated a bit more, higher proof. It's just crazy to see us. Like, you don't see Maker's Mark at that proof really often or ever. And then right here, this is important. Just kind of break down what these are. Just a little behind the scenes about Maker's Mark. It starts off as every bottle of Maker's Mark does in our traditional warehouse before spending years in our LEED certified temperature controlled limestone cellar for a further aging. This is where Cellar Aged develops a deeper, richer, and even more complex flavor. So Maker's Mark, like all Maker's Mark ever, is just one thing. They don't have some other secret yeast strain. They don't have this recipe. They don't have that recipe. Maker's Mark goes into a barrel, into a warehouse, and they rotate every barrel evenly at a precise time. So every barrel, in theory, should be the same. Okay, that's what they try and do. They try and go for absolute consistency. They don't let a barrel sit. Oh, well, that's what happens if we sit it over there. Maybe they do that for some barrels, but they are cycling these suckers through to make them as this is Maker's Mark as possible. And then stuff like your Maker's 46, they take those barrels, they go do whatever they do to them, dip the staves down in there, whatever, and they put it in their limestone cellar that is also at the distillery. If you go to the distillery, you go on tour, you go in the limestone cellar. It goes in there, temperature controlled. I guess they can make it fluctuate more. I really don't know what goes into the temperature controlling, but it's a more controlled environment for the whiskey to go in and out of the barrel. Bam. So they take regular Makers, they throw it in the warehouse. I'm guessing they take a normal Maker's Mark that ages at their regular warehouse around 6 years. They'll take a, I guess, 6-year-old barrel and then put it in the limestone cellar for, 7, 8 years. So I think that's just very interesting. I don't know if they do, just that sentence right there makes me think that they take a 6-year-old Maker's Mark, put it in the limestone cellar. I don't know if they do let, maybe they have a 10-year-old barrel sitting in the warehouse and then they move it to the cellar. I don't know, but that's what happens with it. So there we go. Caramelized sugars, citrus, almond on the nose, shortbread, rich coconut. That's it. That's an interesting tasting note. Rich coconut. Finish of dried dark fruit, toasted oak with long mouth coating finish. Proof 119.3. Again, main takeaways of this: 12 and 13-year-old Maker's Mark bourbon. I don't know. I don't see the label anywhere. I guess on the side is when they will tell us how much of which. They have not mentioned that anywhere on here. That's really it. There we go. Nothing else about it as of yet, how much goes into it, but 12, 13-year-old Maker's Mark at a freaking high proof of 119.3. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I can't wait to get it. So from here, hopefully you guys get it. Should be coming soon. Yeah, I didn't see anywhere when it's supposed to come out, but there's a bottle of it. There's a picture of a bottle already. So it should be coming hopefully soon. Hopefully you can get one. Let people know what you thought of the first cellar age, if you enjoyed it, if it was too oaky for you. What did you think of it, so people know what to kind of expect? Yeah, I really don't even know. They could be totally different. Happy hunting. Hope you guys can find one. Hopefully it's at a good price. We also don't have a price of this yet. Probably more expensive than the other one, but time will tell. And until next time, I'm Trevor Olsen. I will see you guys, hopefully, in a Maker's Mark cellar aged review video.